All right, pot of gold. It's been a minute, but we're back in action. I'm Brett. I'm here with Mike. Grant, the intern, undisclosed location, wearing I don't even know what kind of hat he's wearing, but he's looking sharp in the studio.
Boudin hat.
Mike,
It's
Mike,
Boudin.
how's it going?
Good. I have a new hat as well. This is Howler Brothers. It's a local brand right here out of Austin, Texas. Shout out Howler Brothers. Appreciate it.
For anyone who took the under in Mike being the Austin Mike turning into the Austin hipster at 2 weeks, congratulations, cash those tickets.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Everybody that I tell I moved to Austin, the first reaction is, "Eee." Not a good one. So we'll see how it goes. But it's cool so far. Howler Bros. Shout out. Yeah, dude, it's been a while. What was it? Like day before signing day, or maybe the day of signing day. Some
I
were
think it
still
was the day
trickling
of.
in. Yeah, so it's been a while,
We've
and
had a
we
bowl
actually
game.
sang that. We sang "It's Been a While" by Stained as before we hit record, just to kind of get the juices flowing.
Yeah, it's I need to pick the energy up. It's been a long day. It's been a long week. Been a long month, but we're here. It's I need to pick it up.
Yeah, I mean, I thought we were gonna hit the chorus and like really hit it high, but I'm sure we can do that next time once we get
If
music licensing.
the
It's
dog's
actually
sleeping, I was gonna grab the guitar and just act like I was gonna play, but the dog, we're not gonna do it.
Not
it's
gonna rile
actually
her
been
up.
exactly 1 month.
It seems longer when you do a pod every week and sometimes twice a week for like 7 years or something like that. A month break, it seems substantial, especially to our fans.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Look, guys, I promise I'm not the one hindering a LSU baseball season preview pod. So send all of those to Grant. We'll do it. That's for another day entirely. Too much has happened, guys. Hit us up on Twitter at pot of gold, at gold mike, uh, pot of gold at gmail.com. That's all. I don't know anywhere else. YouTube, like and subscribe, do all that stupid stuff.
Yeah, I'll tell you where else. Walker Howard's a brat. That's what else. I think we're caught up in this me entitled environment where it's honestly, I don't blame the kid. I mean, this is the world we're living in. I thought of all people that would bounce, like it would not have been Walker Howard. But for Walker Howard and Jack Besh to both roll out for playing time issues after a year in the program, and for Walker just one season, at the end of the day, it just shows you everyone's. There's nobody locked in. Every single season is a whole new roster. It's almost like free agency. It's the NFL. Who did we get? Who did we lose? That's kind of what you're looking at.
I don't
Not to
know. I
hate
mean,
on
we're
Walker. I love Walker Howard. I,
no.
I wanted Walker Howard to be the guy, and I think that's what hurts the most. And I know this has probably been beaten to death, but guys, we haven't talked in a month, so Walker Howard's probably going to be talked about for a little bit. So get over it.
It's whenever Nuss came in the SEC championship game and looked good, I think that was kind of game over for the Walker Howard experience. Like if Daniels plays the whole game and it's maybe like, well, I can go battle for this number two spot, and like this kid probably smart. He sees it at practice. He may see that Nuss has kind of a step up. Obviously, I think he's going to think he's better and can compete, but he's getting more reps, and it just we're going to have to get out of this thinking of like, oh, the true freshman that's coming in is going to sit and then he's going to play. In reality, outside of some of these like really top kids that go to Clemson and Bama, you're going to be playing with transfer portal quarterbacks. You're going to be playing with guys that were at Iowa State, that were at, no, I was going to say Colorado, just because Colorado is the team in the news, but probably not. Deion's
Well,
son's probably
Iowa
not hitting the
State, Iowa
portal.
State's a good call there. I mean, every now and then you can pluck a Brock
But
Purdy from Iowa
yeah,
State.
Oklahoma State, like you're just going to start. I think you're going to start seeing the top ish teams in the country mostly playing with guys who probably didn't sign there originally in their signing class. Maybe I'm wrong, but it just feels like the days of getting the 5-star in, unless you just don't have anyone and he can probably compete right away, he's probably going to end up going somewhere else.
Yeah, I mean, the only thing LSU fans can really guarantee is that Jaden Daniels is your starting quarterback for 2023. That's where we're at right now. And that's a good place to be honest. Like that just shows the confidence that the staff has in Jaden, and this offense and this team have under his leadership. So, is he an amazing quarterback? No, but can we see him develop in a final season of college football and actually see him turn that corner where we saw highlights and spurts of it? Absolutely. Does Nuss look like he can be a dude if he needs to be? Yeah, and exactly right. I think Walker Howard knows that. I think Walker Howard saw that I'm not beating us out after Jaden leaves, right? He wanted more of that backup, I'm gunning for him and I'm going to be able to overtake him. I think he felt probably right. Like he read the room accurately and was like, listen, I'm probably not going to have an easy battle against Nuss. Let me go to an Ole Miss where, they recycle quarterbacks left and right. Maybe I'll hit it whenever they're recycling. And it looks like they brought in Spencer Sanders. So you're kind of on the same timeline anyway, but I would
I
not be
feel like I would
surprised.
have gone to TCU. I feel
Well,
like I would have gone to
I think
TCU.
the OC situation with Riley bailing to Clemson right in the middle of that week or 2 week window, I think
Yeah.
he's like, let me get this done now. I've already waited this long in the portal window.
And I definitely
I,
get the allure. I'm sure if I were a sick quarterback playing for Lane has some upside. Like he's the cool guy, he's the hoodie guy, he's your offensive guru. He's going to be hanging out with you, maybe sending Snapchats to the same girls that you're hanging out with. Who knows?
I've heard
No, and the hoodies, like you said. Go
I've
ahead.
heard from some people this weekend actually that
Juice,
they went to
juice,
school
juice,
with
juice.
they went to school with Howard at STM, and
St.
they
Thomas
said
More.
he hasn't been to class in 5 years. Like he's just a bum. You know what I mean? Like just never go to class, didn't have to do anything, was given
Love it.
everything his whole
I
life,
love the
and
STM
so
flip, man.
I
he's just
love,
the
but like, there's nothing better. And like,
He hasn't been into
we had to wait a
geometry.
month. We had to wait a month to get some content from Tiger droppings, but there's just nothing better to me when something like this happens and everyone's like, "Well, he kind of
yeah. We
sucked
stole that from
anyway.
Tiger.
This and this, like he wasn't even good in school. Brian Kelly wants to graduate champions." It's like, no, we love this dude like 2 weeks ago, guys. We can't just turn,
We
No,
love
but we
Walker
I'm
can,
not.
Howard.
and
Brian
that's
Kelly
that's
loves
the
Walker
fun.
Howard. That we
Yeah, I'm not
couldn't have
hating on him.
stopped.
I'm just
No, he's caught up in that world of, hey, Cole Klubnik was in my class. I see him starting at Clemson now. Old Wegman at Texas A&M, Elite 11 with me. He's now starting at Texas A&M. Like I want my shot, and I want it now. I wish it could have been at my dream school, but it doesn't look like it's in the cards for me next year, and it doesn't
Might
look
as
like
well
it's
go
guaranteed
now.
the year later. So let me get out of here now. All love to LSU. Like that's the reality we live in nowadays. It's not
Yep.
a slight on LSU. Like this is just it's hard for fans like us to cope with because we didn't grow up with this type of free agency, and it's kind of just like
Right.
you're turning your back. It's like, nah, I mean, like, would you have liked to see him ride it out? Sure. But at the end of the
But
day, like,
but like, what if
obviously,
you're in that
Nuss was fucking
situation?
competitive.
Right, you wanna hang out for 3 years to just get your chance, maybe? It's like,
I,
I don't blame someone for, like, wanting to go play.
And if Walker
the,
Howard was the fucking like next savior of LSU, he probably would be playing right
Trevor Lawrence walked through that door, he probably would have started.
now. Correct.
the frustrating thing I think that everyone's got the issue with is he transferred within the division. You
Yeah, that
know, just
sucks.
like
That
just like
that's
two. That's our third quarterback in 3 years that has transferred within the division. You know.
I think that, but that's the blessing and the curse of being in the SEC West. I think we get some guys. I think
Oh
LSU's done
yeah.
really well in the portal, and part of that is the allure of being able to play in the SEC West and play against Alabama and Auburn and all these teams. So it's like it's a giveth and taketh. I mean, like I agree, it sucks. I part of me get off my lawn guy wants to say like you shouldn't be able to transfer within conference, but like in reality, I don't care. Let's still just have the best players in the best conference. And it's like, if you don't want to be here, if you want to go to the school that we just slapped around and made look like clowns a year ago, if you think you're the missing piece, good luck. We'll see you on Saturday. Like that's
Oh, the
all I really
matchup,
have.
the LSU Ole Miss Nussmeier versus Walker Howard matchups are going to be fun. It's going to be an
Yeah,
exciting
like
battle, and I think we're going to be at a point in our program where we're the dominant force, and Ole Miss is going to be, fighting uphill with the Lane Kiffin, massive defensive turnover every year, exciting offense. It's going to be a fun battle, especially with a highlight of Walker Howard. And if he gets to that point, I think to your point, Grant, though, you look at three in the past however many years in the West. Max Johnson and TJ Finley were kind of processed, like they were not actually going to star for us. Walker Howard's the first one where it's kind of like the eyebrow of like, damn, like this was going to be the next dude, no doubt. Like
well,
that's who we
well,
slated.
Yeah.
Walker Howard gives you an easy out of saying, well, we didn't need Eli Holstein. We didn't really want to go. We didn't need Arch Manning. We got Walker Howard. We feel good. And then
Correct.
to just have him kind of bail on you, and then you're sitting here like,
Oh, we got Ricky.
well, yeah,
We got Ricky
yeah,
Collins.
exactly.
That's
And
great.
once
But we
again, it's
also,
like
yeah.
it's probably, he's probably end up going to be here at a perfect timing for LSU for him to sit for a year or two and play. But it's like, I'm not getting my hopes up that dude doesn't show up and see the writing on the wall and be like, you know what, I probably need to go somewhere else. Cause that's just how I feel like every program needs to feel, unless you're, I don't know, maybe the Clemsons where it's like, well, we get a guy and we start him immediately. And
Well, it's
that's
going
just
to
what we
be
do.
right. It's going to be one of those battles where you take a guy in, and that every other year, that's their battle to see
Yeah.
who loses, who gets kicked out of that backup role. And so eventually, right, you're going to have Jaden Daniels, and then you're probably going to have you're going to have Nuss, who already kind of expedited that battle. So Walker left between the Nuss and Walker battle, and then you're going to have Ricky Collins and Colin Hurley, and whoever wins that battle is probably going to be the next starter, and the other guy is going to hit the road. Like that's what
But
quarterbacks are going to
but
look
but
like.
you're also taking like you're just not taking into account that it's very possible that let's say Nuss plays a year or two and moves on, and we have these two kids, and we're like, we're gonna go into the portal.
Yeah, no, and that's the beauty
Yeah.
of the portal, though, is it's there if you need it, and it's there with a lot of quarterbacks. I mean, it's a quarterback dancing portal. I mean, that's what it's there for.
You
Kind of
talking a
like the
little bit of
NFL.
you talking a little bit of the Old Miss kind of wanted me to sidetrack us for a little mini like pulse of the nation. Months out, how we feeling about Auburn? Do we thinking Auburn's going to be a little sneaky team next year? Like we think
I
Hugh Freeze is going to
was,
be a dude.
I was until the quarterback. Who was it? One of the stud quarterbacks that was in the transfer portal, like snubbed them to go to Kentucky. And then I believe Spencer Sanders, the one that committed to Ole Miss,
Hmm.
he was like all but signed by Auburn. Then he's like, nah, never mind. I'm going to follow Walker Howard to Ole Miss. So I think the Hugh Freeze experiment right now, it looks as if like it had some momentum, stealing some players off of rosters that were committed, um, but it's not like blowing up as they expected it to this offseason going into the first season. I think he will be good. I think Hugh Freeze at Auburn will be a definite threat. Year one, I don't think so. I don't think we have to worry about them year one.
Yeah, I don't know. It's just one of those things where you just kind of go through, forget about it, and you're like, Hugh Freeze has done some things in the SEC. Like
He's brilliant on offense. He knows how to
he
run a
got
great
processed
offense.
out.
He knows how to run a beautiful offense. Very, he executes at a high level against very good defenses.
He can call plays from a hospital bed. Like he can do everything for you. He
And
can.
he's shown that he does it at every level. High school, he was always a champion there. He gets his job, I believe, at Arkansas State. He's very good there. Ole Miss, very successful. Gets dropped down to Liberty. He's, undefeated. So the dude knows how to win. He calls a great offense, puts together a good program. Very good, quality, humble young men by a humble leader that would never do anything to his wife. So I think they're going to be fine.
I'm
Yeah, I
not
don't know.
worried about them though,
Not this
like
season.
for us. Like yeah, I'm not worried yet of what they're going to do to us in the next couple years. Like yeah, they might be better. Um
I think
No,
Auburn
I
is
agree.
always scary when they have a really good defense. I think if they don't emphasize defense, typically our players match up against Auburn's offense better. So as long if Hugh Freeze doesn't go all out for defense and it's just strictly like the Hugh Freeze offense show, I think we're going to be fine against Auburn. It'll be a game. I mean, we'll definitely like maybe go 1 for 1, a couple stretches, but I think overall we'll definitely be on the right side of that.
It's nice to get Auburn at home. Seems to go in our favor. Yeah, I don't know. It's just the West. It just feels like you look at LSU's schedule and you feel confident. And I think, LSU is going to have a good season, but you're just like, man, so many of these teams, are just ones that can like sneak up and get you.
Definitely. I think Florida State's very scary. They you want to talk about transfer portal, they crushed it.
You want
Especially
to
at the
go to the game?
no, especially at the tight end position and defensive backs. I mean, they did very well. They obviously have the really really talented quarterback coming back, so that's going to be a battle right out of the gate. But I think LSU and Florida State are both going to be in the top 10, and I think that's going to be a game that really catapults one of the teams. I think LSU is going to have the better squad. It's going to be a
And
battle.
the offense, you're going to have a lot more familiarity, like walking in with the offense game one. I mean, just to think about what's happened, Will Campbell, Emory Jones wasn't even playing. Daniels was running for his life. Booty, which I guess will have to be discussed here at some point, but um,
Kind of
you
refreshing to
know,
have him not be the center of attention and not have to
yeah,
be like, let's feed 5 or let's feed 7 the ball until he drops enough of them where we can move on.
I'm all in to have Malik Neighbors as your number one alpha in the room and not
And listen, let's get
Booty.
into it. The bowl game, he absolutely tore it up. He demanded the attention. He said, "No, this is my team moving forward. This is my offense. Malik Neighbors is the dude. He's going to be that lightning in the bottle. He's going to be the guy that can hit you on the deep threat. You can hand it off to him in the backfield, and he can make a couple cuts, and he's gone." I
Well,
think Neighbors
that's
is
the
going
thing
to.
though, is the offense was so much more like free and open for him to be able to like make plays. And it was like Daniels was just like I get it was Purdue and it kind of got out of hand, but it was just nice to see the offense was just so, and it's like, yeah, I don't care if we have all the trick plays and stuff, but it was just like this free flowing, like we're so confident when no matter what we do, I'm gonna find someone or we're gonna get the first down. And it was fun to watch.
It was flawless execution. They were very, very organized and disciplined, and they were playing free. That's the thing. Like they looked like they were having fun. They were flying around, trying to make plays. Um, I was very impressed by the bowl game. Like you said, obviously it's Purdue, and Purdue is very, it's a shitty team, not as talented, but we've played shitty teams, way shittier. We've played
Mm.
bowl games that we went into, like you said, Brett. We went into bowl games thinking we're going to blow a team out, and we kind of play around with them for a little bit, keep them in the game, don't take it too seriously. This LSU team took the bowl game seriously from an execution point of view. They looked at what they needed to do to sharpen up the basics and have some fun, and they let it rip. And it was really fun to watch. It was fun to watch Nussmeier get involved and the backups, a nice little quarterback
Oh,
rotation.
dude, I like literally leave to go pick up the kid, and I didn't even like before Nuss got put in the game, and my phone just starts like blowing up. It's like that's why we can't hang around with Daniels. I was like, what is happening? What is happening? I'm like trying to listen on the radio, and it was just very funny. It was like the worst timing for him to just go off, but
But I think his
um,
first pass, Neighbors dropped it. I mean, but it was a beautiful bomb, probably down to the 2 yard line. But he takes shots, and it's fun to see the backups getting some reps. But Daniels looked great. The O line looked great. Noah Kane looked like Charles Scott. It
yeah.
was it was interesting to see that. But if we can continue to give a shit, and I think that was what was nice to see is like playing a bowl game that didn't mean anything and absolutely dominating how you're supposed to. That just shows the focus that this team has when the lights are not on and what they're going to do in the offseason. I think it's a precursor for how they're going to approach the offseason and their preparation, getting an insane amount of talent in the transfer portal. Like the defensive back room is just stacked all of a sudden with transfers.
And
If
you
they
need
can
all those guys to like assimilate
to
into
buy
this
in.
culture.
They have to
Yeah.
buy in, and I think it was a great momentum builder to blow out Purdue like we did, to kind of have no feeling of like, did we have a good year? Did we not? It's like, no,
Right.
this is the last memory we have, is a complete blowout, domination, Jaden Daniels throwing the ball around, Malik Neighbors blowing up. Let's go into the offseason, get going, doing the right thing, going the right way, and let's go play Florida State for the opener against a very good team.
Yeah, I mean, we talked about how it would feel kind of weird and kind of shitty to have lost to A&M, to put up an average fight. I thought they played well in the SEC championship game, and then to lose the bowl game, and you're sitting there like, man, I guess our season wasn't that good. I mean, we won the West, but with that bowl game, it's just now it's like, well, sign me up. Where's the playoffs? Like, where do I need to get my semifinal tickets at?
No, I think we're going to be a really good team next year. I definitely think year 2 of the alignment with everybody we have coming back, I really think if Jaden Daniels can take that next step and be that dominant national quarterback leader, using his legs to his ability, but not being dependent on it, actually trusting his arm and letting it rip to these guys. Dude, Aaron Anderson coming in as a transfer from Bama, old
Your
Carr kid,
entire offensive line coming back.
entire offensive
John
line.
Emery.
And
Lance Hurd's probably going to be in that rotation. 5-star lineman coming
potentially,
in.
Somehow, somewhere.
I don't know where we're headed with I know we offered the starting center for Miami. Like that's kind of a big, like a grad transfer. Like that would be huge because then you have a legit center possibly and even more starting depth.
Yeah, and I think the center situation, I think they're okay starting
Yeah, we're
Charles
okay,
Turner if
but
they
that
had to. It's
if we get
depth,
this
though.
guy in here, it'd be wild.
It's great depth and it's competition. You don't want Charles Turner's only threat to take his job, a guy that throws a palm ball, or however, I forget you snap it, but the cone of the head. Like, I hate centers that snap like that. I don't hate him, but it's just like, grab the laces,
I hate
bros.
him.
Grab the laces. Anderson instead of Kane returning kicks is quite an upgrade. Yeah, I mean, that would definitely be a dude to return kicks.
I mean, anyone returning kicks would be an upgrade.
Breaking news. Seems like Polian's staying. Seems like Polian's staying. Don't
It's a
worry,
fish.
guys.
It's a
I don't
fish.
know. I just had to just because I know people were very worried that he might take a head
Hey,
coaching job.
our punter's coming back, I think. Our 4-0 punter.
Brambley? Yeah, Brambley's coming back.
Peyton Todd.
No, Todd's
Yeah,
out.
maybe.
It is kind of sad to see some of these things like on Twitter. It's like this person, how like On3 does the graphics for people in the portal, and there's been a couple that's like from LSU, and I'm like,
Arik
who
Gilbert?
is this? Who is this guy? But yeah, Eric Gilbert. I'm rooting for him, man. Like, I would like him to have a good season. One of
I think the
5.
best place for somebody to rehab a mental illness is Omaha, Nebraska. I think that would, no doubt. I mean, go to the Plains.
Like nothing
one of
to
the
do
wild
but
things
football.
was looking at like on what
Not
you're talking
Atlanta.
about, Brett. The 2019 like recruiting class that we signed and where they are now is like crazy.
Mhm.
I don't think
Yeah,
there's
and it's
anyone
just
left.
yeah, there's like no one left. But that's just and obviously I think LSU was hit more in that stretch, but like that's kind of going to be the new norm. Is a couple years later your roster is going to be overturned 98%, 100%.
Yeah, that's scary. Hopefully that doesn't become the norm on a bad year. Hopefully it's just good years, good seasons. Take advantage of that turnover.
I'm at the point where I'm looking up LSU's schedule.
A lot's been going on, guys.
We got the Omar Spates from Oregon State, big linebacker transfer, because that ended up being I don't think we talked about Tolan leaving.
Yeah, Tolan leaving.
That was bad.
I don't like that.
That one hurt probably more than any of the others besides
Walker. Walker and Tolan. That's tough. That's tough. And he's going to Auburn, right?
Yeah, he's going to Auburn.
That's
but this Omar Spates kid,
hold on. Can we talk about this for a second?
Okay.
Can we talk about Tolan for a second?
Yeah, let's get in him. Get in there.
This fucking sucks, dude, because he's going to be good. He's going to be one of those guys. I can see the blue sleeves already, white jersey, blue long sleeves, turtleneck, blue, orange, new mouthpiece. Like he's going to look like a dog, and he's going to end up doing some wild post tackle celebration, maybe even give the finger or like the slice throw to the stands. But he loves us, right? Like that's what he put. That's what I can't stand in this. Like all love to LSU, always a Tiger. Well, in his case, yeah, but like
Technically,
I can't stand that shit. He's the one. He's the one that I'm kind of pissed at going in our division. Like
I
that's a
agree.
guy I don't
Yeah,
want him
yeah.
fucking sacking our quarterback, being like, "Cool, bro. Like we were just running sprints together 6 months ago. Fuck off."
Yeah, I'm in the same boat. It's like the Walker Howard one. It's like, okay, you were gonna be riding the bench for a little while, like go somewhere else, whatever. You're gonna be on the bench for a year or two at Ole Miss probably. But yeah, Tolan, a guy who was just gonna like step in next to Harold Perkins, and we were like, we got our linebackers for the next 2 years, like we're set. And then to just bolt to like just down the street rival that like we play every year, just it's a dagger.
Yeah, that's a chapper. So
Mm.
we replace him with a 3-star out of Oregon State. Grant, go.
I mean, he was just all conference, tons of tackles over there. I don't think
Define
he's.
tons.
I think he had like 300 career tackles or something.
Wow. So he's a big pickup.
He's a. I mean, he's been through the gauntlet. I mean, yeah, he's at Oregon State, but like it's definitely going to help. He's going to play. I don't think
What's
he's
his
going to
name
be as
again?
fast. Omar
Omar's
Spates.
coming.
And then we have that DN. Didn't we get a DN from Texas?
Yeah. Let's see. See if this works.
There you
So
go.
right now, for those listening and not on
Omar
YouTube,
Spates.
we are looking on 3.
You found your founding
Um,
member. Don't let people forget that.
Did you get your
I
hat?
got my
Everybody got their
founding. I
hats?
got my hat. Got the hat. The guy from Texas. There he is. Ov. You say that one, Mike, if you don't
I
mind.
can't. I don't have my glasses on. You got it.
I
Ayofu.
can't call it.
No, you got it.
Ov Agofo. Agofo. Agofo.
A GoFo.
But
I think
but
that's
yeah,
fair.
he played. So that guy played for Brian Kelly at Notre Dame before he transferred to Texas. So they're saying that he could potentially be a starting jack
Oh,
for
he's a
us.
frequent flyer.
Graduate champions. He's getting multiple degrees is really all you need to worry about.
Speaking of
What
University
was
of
the other
Texas,
one?
down the street, got tickets to see Seinfeld in March at the University of
Jerry?
yeah, dude, at the University of Texas School of Arts, Bass Center. Actually got a ticket for me and my dad. Flying pops out for a little Seinfeld show.
Nice.
What's the deal?
UT reminded me of that because it's going to be on campus.
So I don't know where we're going or where we need to go, but like just so everyone knows, the schedule is set up so nicely for LSU to just be like hanging around
Pull it
waiting to
up.
should I screen share? How should I do this? Add source.
Don't fuck it up.
Yeah, I know. That's a scary thing. Share
You
screen.
know, what else? We're
Share
losing
screen.
Cole
Don't go into
Taylor
that
to West
tab.
Virginia.
Yeah, I mean, but as long as it's not the other Taylor, we're cool.
So, I mean, Florida, I'm assuming we can see the screen.
Yes.
Yeah, Florida State.
I mean, that's a W. I've never been more confident that we'll beat Florida State. Grambling, Mississippi State, always early. Get Arkansas early. You know, who knows how that game will go. Ole Miss.
Had Ole Miss early.
There's
We
just, I
haven't
mean,
played them that early in the season in a while.
obviously Bama is Bama, but it's like there's
Yeah, but
no.
Bama's going to be off this year. And when I say off, they'll be like top 6.
They'll
So
barely miss the playoffs.
But we get
Florida's
Auburn
gonna
and
suck.
Florida at home, and
Florida
A&M at
post
home.
Bama. Florida post Bama is a nightmare game, but there's just like not any like massive back to back. Like obviously this is a stretch that you'd really like to go 3-0 and could
Yeah.
slip up, but
No, but
I
I
don't know,
mean,
man.
Bama, Florida State.
Hopefully like a little 2.5, 3 week bye here.
Mm-hmm.
It's the type of schedule though that like you could realistically be 11-1, like finishing the season and either playing in the conference tournament or championship
Yeah, I
or
mean, you know
sitting
you're
and
gonna
waiting.
You know you're going to take care of business against A&M. You got Florida back at home, which is going to be a great game just because it's back at home. Billy Napier is going to get his ass killed by the fans. It's going to be great. Yeah, I mean, Bama's
I
going to
think
be on a
Napier
down
the
cycle.
scary games, Bama, and I think Ole Miss. I think in Florida State, those are the three that would scare me the most.
Yeah, I agree. Depending on, I mean, Sanders is probably going to start for Ole Miss, so they'll have a good offense. And that's about it. I
Oh,
think
yeah, I
Arkansas
mean,
got rid of the
It's probably
OC.
going
Ole
to be
Miss.
like an 11 a.m. kickoff or something stupid like that for no reason.
Missouri is one of those sneaky idiot teams too. That's just like
Yeah,
y'all
and
didn't
it's
prep
over
for
there.
Missouri.
We're gonna get lulled to sleep. It's
I
gonna
don't
be
think
a
we lose it, but
19.
it's going to be one of those. It's
Talk
like,
about
damn it.
It's
talk
gonna be
about an
it's gonna be
11 a.m.
six.
kick.
Yeah,
It's gonna be like 16-20 going to the fourth quarter. We're gonna be like, what the fuck are we doing?
Jaden's fucking not
Jaden
seeing the
Daniels
field.
sucks so bad.
Jaden's not going to see the
We're
field
gonna
against Missouri.
whoa, look at that.
Nuss, 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 Nuss,
Yeah.
Nuss.
And then Nuss comes in, throws a pick. Like, fucking Walker Howard.
This is what
We shouldn't
happens.
have let him go. There will be a moment where Nuss, like, I'm
Oh, dude,
fully
Nuss is
on the
going to
boat.
fucking hum some Brett Favre throws.
Like, Nuss is going to throw some, like, amazing, like, oh my God, no one on the planet can make those throws. And then he's going to throw some that are going to piss people off so bad.
Yeah.
And it's just going to be great. It's like, this is why you can't let a guy like Walker Howard leave in the portal.
Yeah, they definitely.
All
We need to
four of
start
those.
preparing for like a Nuss gif, like intercept, like a Nuss pick gif, where it's just like always what people go to whenever Nuss throws a pick. Just somebody like going crazy with like a
It's
Jaden
one.
Daniels jersey on.
You're saying one of Nuss throwing a pick?
Yeah, one of us.
One of us?
No, I
The
just mean
Last of
like
Us.
something like some type of image that
A
defines
recurring
like
theme.
Nussmeier's picks. Like it doesn't have to be Nuss throwing a pick, but it can be like a fucking old
Just
geezer eating a TV dinner, flipping his tray, and it's like in the background it's Nuss throwing a pick. I don't know, just something that is
Well, I'm
going to
trying
be
to get.
repetitive.
I'm gonna make it. I'll make it. That's the thing. That's what I'm trying to
Yeah,
get an
no, I don't
idea.
have. We don't have the idea yet. I was just
Okay.
saying we
we'll
need
workshop
to.
that. We'll workshop that off pod. I don't know what's next. Florida. Florida signs a quarterback, promises to pay him $13 million. Gets to campus and it's no money, so he leaves.
That's on the
Things are
parents,
going.
right?
Things are going fine.
The
Things are
dad
going
has
fine
to
in
know.
Gainesville.
Like the parents have to know the stipulations, the contract deal. Like they can't go in there blind and be like, "Where's the cash?" Like that's a tough. Like there's no way you weren't prepared for that. Like there's no way they told them either. Like day one briefcase. Like that's
I
I don't
don't
think that's
know.
how
I'm
this
sure that there
works.
was something that was like, this is what you get when you show up on campus. And he showed up and they were like, no, let's see you throw a couple passes
We're
first. And
gonna
he's like,
get you money.
absolutely not.
We're gonna get you
Absolutely.
money. Like, dude, how nervous do you think they get? Are they just is it like a bookie coming back with his gangsters just beating the shit out of you? Like, do you think the parents rolled up on Billy and were just like, "Where's my fucking money?"
I mean, they were like, we didn't come here because we were all about you, buddy. God, dude, Florida. Once again, it's like just the thought of like all these potential like coaches that LSU could have had, and to go from that to like Brian Kelly, like an actual like fucking professional. It just feels so good. Like I'm just resting so easy at night, knowing, and it's like, yeah, we had guys enter the portal, and it's like, yeah, some left. It's like, oh no, is everybody buying in? It's like I'm just so happy with where we are.
Definitely, absolutely. You're not going to have Brian Kelly getting accused of skimping out on his bill for a quarterback. I don't think. Graham, where'd you go? Did you look
Yeah, I
something
don't
up?
think so.
Dude,
I thought you went to go work on the GIF.
I just disappeared, man. I was trying to get Jaden Rashada pulled up, and then all of a sudden, I just.
So where's he
gone.
headed now? Colorado?
Let's
Probably.
see. This
No,
is saying
because
Miami. This is
this kid's
saying
the
on three's predictions Miami. He's from Pittsburgh.
known for.
Pittsburgh, California.
I'm from
It's a little
Pittsburgh.
different. All
Boston?
right, what else? What have we missed?
Austin?
What do we need to
Austin,
get to?
Massachusetts?
Somebody put a big something big in the chat. Hi, I want to
Yeah,
offer
no,
a promotion. Oh,
that's
okay.
spam.
Okay.
That's spam. Put it
Yeah.
up.
What else? What else? Topics.
We
Topics.
got
What do we have?
apparently our junior day or our one this past weekend was a very successful recruiting weekend.
Booty sex party.
The LSU
Oh, we haven't
basketball
talked
team
about that,
is
right?
laughable.
Cool jerseys,
Oh
though.
no,
Yeah.
we haven't. We haven't. But apparently, like, dude, if that wasn't a real story, like if that wasn't true,
Yeah,
that's
shame on
fucked
those
up.
people that started that. Shame on
Yeah.
them. For sure. Shame on them.
I mean,
It
it's
definitely
pretty bad.
wasn't. It definitely wasn't us taking a screenshot of a Snapchat or anything. It was not us
Shame.
that did that. It
Shame
No,
on
was, it
them.
was such a
no.
shame on anyone.
I
No,
mean,
it was just
Cortez
it's
Hankton's still employed, so
Yeah, he was not
whatever,
slanging
dude.
wood anywhere. That was Booty probably crashing a sorority party, and then somebody got jealous because he fucking winked at their girl, and that was it. It was over
probably
from there.
laid that hammer down.
What a
He's married
weird
with a kid.
situation. Once again, like I'm happy with where we are. Like thanks for what you did at LSU. Like you did buy in this year, whatever. Like I'm glad that we're moving on.
It's time for the drama to be gone. I love
Yeah.
Kayshawn
I
Booty's
think
productivity at times,
you,
but the whole like let's save him, let's make sure we highlight him. Blah. It's like this. No one person is bigger than LSU.
he might be the last, like, with this new staff and the way we're building things. Like, I would like to believe there's not going to be many more of him coming around the program.
I mean, you don't see guys like Mason Smith acting like that, like big time 5-star
Exactly.
player from a couple of years ago. It's like it's not just because he's a high rated dude. Like we have highly rated guys that fucking act their age.
Will
And fucking don't make
Will
it out.
Campbell's
Yeah.
not act. Will
I
Campbell's
mean,
not
dude,
acting like
you look at
that.
Harold Perkins, dude. Harold Perkins could
Help,
act like a complete fool, and we would let
idiot.
him get away with anything, but he doesn't. And I'm knocking on wood right now because that could flip
That we
in a
know
heartbeat.
of.
Yeah.
That we are currently
Have you seen him
aware of.
like with his hair on the side and like without the hair in the face, the dreads, like with a clean cut, dude? I have no idea who that is. Like I don't understand like how like his facial features look completely different.
Props to Kelly for having the number one portal class. Pirtle.
Still building on it too.
Back-to-back years of I don't know if we were number one last year. I think Ole Miss may have gotten that, or USC. But I know
I think
Kelly,
they were 3 and then 1.
Yeah, I mean, what an impressive start for your first 2 seasons, doing what you had to do to build this roster back to an actual competitive group. Utilizing
That just shows me you want to fucking do it. Like you're going like above and beyond. You're not just like, oh, we'll take our guys and figure it out. Like one of the knocks on Brian Kelly was like, oh, he's not super involved in recruiting or it's something he doesn't like care about as much. And it's like, well, he's working his ass off in the portal. Like I'll sign up for the number 6 class in the nation and then the number 1 in the transfer portal every year. Sign me up for however lazy that is recruiting.
Well, then, you miss on Desmond Ricks, but all of a sudden the next week you got Denver Harris. You pull a fucking starter from Ohio State. You got a starter from, was it Syracuse or Illinois? I forgot which one it was.
Chester.
Yeah, it's like every time you
not,
get another one where you're just like, oh, that's a good depth player. It's like, boom, another one comes in. You're like, okay, we're kind of.
Well, we're getting like Power 5 starters for the most part, and then the guy from Southeastern was like being looked at by every
he was
school
offered by
as a
USC,
target.
Michigan. I mean, like he was going to play at a big school. Might as well fucking come 45 minutes down the road and play for us at DB. But you got Denver Harris, dude. Like that's insane. That's a fucking.
If these incoming DBs do what these two did this past year, like we're gonna be like the defensive backfield is gonna be pretty dang good if our safeties can hold up.
Brooks is going to be awesome.
I would expect to see no less than what we just saw, plus Mason Smith.
Yep, and I think you got to count on one of the linebackers turning the corner, like Penn. We're going to be primarily playing with those two backs, like the two backers.
Both Weeks brothers.
But I mean, you got Perkins locked in at one of them, and you're going to have a rotation of either Penn, the Weeks brothers.
Yeah.
But
Perkins is going to be doing so much weird, crazy shit out of.
I don't know. I think they're going to try to really play him at that Mike backer position where he's going to excel at the next level. I mean, you
Yeah,
would love to be able to move him around, but I think he's going to be Devin White. Like, Devin
it's
White was 24 as a
yeah, that's
freshman,
true.
off the edge, doing wild shit. Then all of a sudden
I
he
think it'll be
moves to number 40.
situational.
He goes in at Mike linebacker, and it's like, you're not taking him out. He's the Mike backer. Like, that's, I think that's what they want to develop, where it's not just situations, it's every down. Harold Perkins is the highlight of that defense right there in the middle. And if you want to go around the edge, have fun with Sean Womack. Like, I mean,
Yeah.
enjoy the pass rush of like the 7 dudes we just signed. I don't know. One of those guys is going to be fucking good.
And there's been 0 coaching turnover. Like, we're literally rolling in with the exact same staff.
Right.
We just added a guy, I think.
The
I think
D-line
Colorado, a D-line analyst or something.
Yeah. But I mean, whatever. Analysts come and go and all that. But it's like safeties is the same. Linebackers
Yeah, but like
the
our
same.
coordinators
Coordinator.
are intact, head coach is
Yeah, dude,
intact.
and that's continuity, man. That goes a long way. If you don't have a lot of turnover, you can actually have some good retention going on with your coaches and your quarterback. Like, that's enormous. That's enormous.
Well, it's
That's a
like
leg up.
everyone knows what's expected. It's like we don't have to really tell this dude how to do it. Like, these guys know what they're getting into every day. And it's like I think the defense is going to be really good. I'm excited to see Matt House in a year too, where I know a lot of the guys are going to be different, but kind of being able to do more. And you got to hope that the offense is going to look more like the bowl game than it did some spots during the season where it's open and fun. And Emory is a guy who's finally ready to have a breakout year. It's like there's just so much excitement that like you can talk yourself into going into the season.
Yeah, it'd be interesting to see who does kind of pull away at running back. You would love to see Emory do it just because he's shown so many flashes of dominance and just that excitement. And if you can actually start respecting him as a running threat, like, it just makes Jaden Daniels just fucking impossible to stop.
Well, and Williams could be the Clyde Edwards-Helaire, who it's like, well, someone's going to take his job. Someone's going to, and he may
It just
just
never
never really
happens.
give
He's
it
the
up.
guy. And then you got Goodwin, who everyone's been saying, oh, he's going to leave, he's
Good
going to
runs.
transfer. Good runs is going to come back with a healed hamstring. He's got a fucking crazy burst. Like, you get that psycho ball running, on 3rd and 1, 3rd and 2. Like, that kid's going to get that first down. Then you got Kane all of a sudden busting through the holes and late in the games. I think you're going to see Frank Wilson definitely have more of that 2011 approach of rotating backs certain times of the game. It's like
All of a
you're
sudden,
getting
Richard
nailed with
Murphy
Spencer
comes in
Ware.
after not
Right, like
playing for 3 hours.
that, or like you got Spencer Ware for 2 or 3 quarters, and all of a sudden Kenny Hillier's running a trap. Like, you just can't stop that bowling ball. Like, I think that's definitely going to be where we rotate our backs. But I'd love to see who that first guy is that's really toting it out. And then you got the 2 freshmen, Trey Holly and Caleb Jackson, I believe, coming in. So, 2 Louisiana running backs that are pretty good prospects that always seem to kind of flash every now and then. Running back is one of those positions that early on in their tenure, usually as a freshman, they have some exciting runs. Every now and then you're just like, ooh, that's a glimpse in the future. Like, you can always look back at those guys and be like, they were glimpsing as a freshman, like, we'll see it.
So this gives you a look at our leadership going into this next season with the 10 new SWAT leaders going into the spring.
We should cause a big fuss and make them change it from SWAT and be like, we don't like the police.
Defund that.
This is disgusting that Brian Kelly would implement something like this and make them change it.
I'm intimidated by the SWAT. Get it out of here. I don't want to see that. Shit
frightens
me. That picture frightens me.
I'm here to watch football.
Than Charles.
Get your politics somewhere else. All right.
Interesting to have the backup quarterback on there. Anybody see that? No.
Like is he a backup? Is it a 2 quarterback
the
system?
The punter's on there too, though. So
the punter is on there too. So is Charles Turner.
Wingo.
Wingo's a fucking beast. Love Wingo. Just big smile on his face, even though he's just really just wrecking shop in the backfield as a defensive tackle transfer. That's just like, yeah, I'm here. I'm good too. Like, kind of came out of nowhere. Frazier, another goofball that probably will get his spot jacked by Hurd, but guess what? I love that you're on the SWAT team. That's awesome. We don't care. Mike Jones was the captain.
if you aren't really paying attention, you could confuse Greg Brooks for Chad Jones with a little number
Dude,
3
yeah.
action, some
No doubt.
dreadlocks, and you're just like,
Brooks
what year is
Brooks
it,
coming
real quick?
back.
Brooks is going to be
Brooks coming
huge.
back. That's gonna lot. I think that's huge.
He should wear 14,
Huge.
but that's just for another day. But I also think Mason Taylor needs to be a leader somewhere. That dude's going to be I mean, like, he's just a leader. Like, that's what it is. Like, he fucking broke through a scene that no one thought he would do. He became a dude. He's exciting. He's going to be, like, always talked about. You know, whenever they talk about Brian Kelly and Mike Denbrock and their tight ends, Mason Taylor is going to be, like, the first one from LSU in that little conversation. So I think he's going to be a dude that people are going to be talking about for a while. So look for him to be a captain or so. Maybe not
Also, it's
spot.
just we need Mason Smith. I mean, yeah, we need Mason Smith to stay healthy. Like, we need to enjoy a year
Need.
of that dude at
Need.
D-line. Like, if I don't get to watch, like, a solid season of him just Glendorsing people
I'm going to
and
be
he moves
pissed.
on to have a good, which obviously I want him to have a good NFL career, but if I don't, like, get to really, like, enjoy it, it's just gonna break my heart.
Like, if you had to trade, okay, Ole Miss gets Walker Howard, and you get to see Mason Smith have a healthy career, dominant Glenn Dorsey style at D tackle. Like, you take that all day. But if
Sign
the
in
roles were
blood.
reversed, like, I would hate to not see Mason Smith just dominate his 5-star status, his fucking 7-foot, 300-pound, just explosive ass going through the line. Like, I miss that dominant defensive tackle at LSU, that just bear up front that
Yeah.
like Herb Street and Fowler are just like, yeah, I mean, there's nothing you can do. They have Mason Smith. That is what I miss about those, you know, like the Chris
You're not gonna be
Farrelly's.
able to run on these guys tonight, Chip.
Yeah, exactly. What do? Do you start taking it outside? Good luck. Harold Perkins is on you.
Good luck.
They're able to move this guy to the inside, the outside. He's everywhere.
Yeah.
It literally is just going to be heartbreaking if it's like, oh, he's got a hammy. We're going to kind of save him for Bama. You know, it's just going to break
Is
my
he
heart
sitting
if
out?
we just don't get.
Pussy.
We just don't get to see it.
He's
Like,
just standing there dressed out, and we're like, God damn it.
Yeah, dude, you
Which,
saw
like,
those tears the whole Florida State game. That was real shit. That dude's playing.
Oh,
He'll
I'm
be
sure
there.
he wants this. Not about want. No, it's about staying healthy. But yeah, you need him at least first off the bus because he is an intimidating human.
Speaking of first off the bus, man, watching some of these playoff games, how about Daniil Hunter still just looking veiny as all hell, going nuts off the
Vascular.
edge? It's just like, what? Yeah, thanks. That is the medical term. How about his tenure in the NFL and just how incredible he's been as that pass rushing mainstay for Minnesota, and how he really didn't do that here. It's kind of crazy.
I mean, I think we all know where we were when we clicked on LSU Sports to see some spring practice pictures and saw like the most chiseled human on the planet, and then just like somehow
He's
it's like
lucky I
15
wasn't in
years
the
later.
bathtub. It was interesting. It was definitely a vascular scene. Pretty incredible.
Joe Burrow gets it done again. Favorite part of the Bengals game, Joe Brady hugging. I missed Joe Brady giving Burrow the hug. But yeah, Brady has made a few dollars thanks to Mr. Burrow.
Joe Burrow is incredible, and I'm not afraid. I'm not afraid
He's just the
to
alpha.
pronounce that. Like, I know it's now the cool thing to hate on Joe Burrow guys. Like, that's starting to become a thing. I'm reading on Twitter, like the mass like over obsession with Joe Burrow is nauseating. You know, probably some from like purple-haired Austoniite chick. But hey,
Or an Ohio State fan.
or an Ohio State fan, Joe Burrow is the dude. Like, a guy like that going up against Josh Allen and Patrick Mahomes year after year, and now really setting a precedent for the Cincinnati Bengals are the AFC. Like, that's amazing to see.
He's the new
Dan Marino.
like you had the era that we grew up in like junior high and high school where you had Peyton Manning, Tom Brady, Ben Roethlisberger, Eli, you know. So, but he's taking over for those kids now to be that like he's the star.
He is the star. No, I know what you're saying.
It's Mahomes, Burrow, and Allen.
Yeah,
like
those are the three
dogs. I mean, they're not the same as Tom Brady, Breeze, you know, Favre. It's not those guys.
Jay Cutler,
Stafford.
Matthew.
Yeah.
Eli Drinkaway.
Aaron Brooks.
Yeah.
We used to watch Aaron Brooks growing up. He's a little
AJ
better.
Aaron.
Yeah, I mean, Mac Jones.
McCorkle.
Zach Wilson, bust. There's a lot of
We'll
busts.
see. It's too many busts. But yeah, no, Burrow.
Let's play name that quarterback.
I'm down. Before we started the pod, Mike and I were kind of talking about it, and it's just like it's cool that our guy is the alpha. Like it very easily could have been like Joe Burrow was the stud at LSU. He goes to the NFL and he's fine, whatever. Maybe he hops to a different team, has a little Baker Mayfield type career. And it's like, yeah, but he was awesome for us. Like, you don't get it. It's like, no, our dude that we say is like the GOAT is literally just walking into the NFL and doing GOAT like things. And it's just really cool that he's our guy.
Somebody asked me today, they were like, why are you a Burrow guy? Like, I thought you were from New Orleans. And I'm just like, Joe Burrow single-handedly gave me the best football season of my entire life. If all I can do to pay him back is root for him on Sundays, by God, I will do that.
He gave you the
small price.
The best orgasm you've ever had.
Yeah, no doubt.
I mean,
no doubt about it. And she knows. No, but it is interesting that like that is probably the only dude that can make the Bengals cool. Like the Bengals are like a flashy, like cool team now. They got the all
dude.
They got like
the all whites playing in the snow. Orange, like that was sick.
It was sick. Like, even as sick as he is with the Bengals, like it sucks that he went to the Bengals. Like, can you imagine Joe Burrow just like bringing Oakland back or like the Raiders?
Yeah, but it could be worse. It could have been. Imagine if he went to Atlanta or like
definitely. I mean, obviously, if he
a Saints rival or something, or even the Niners or Philly. Like, I'm glad he didn't go.
I mean,
I'm glad he went to a shittier team.
All Bro out right now, and imagine if he took over for Breeze. I mean, like we would just be, yeah. I just need to see a TV. Fuck that. What do you mean? You don't want to see it?
We weren't going to get Burrow. Whatever.
Well, no, but like Mike said, imagine if we did. That would be all over the place.
He's done enough for us. Let him go back to Ohio and give those poor people some fucking something to live for.
I'm glad
instead of going 3-16 every year.
There's a few teams that would have been cool. I would have envisioned Bengals being a cool team for him to go to. Raiders, I would agree with that. That would have been tight.
Raiders, Giants would have been sick.
Giants would be sick. I like not Philly,
why? Why would the Giants be sick?
Dude, Cowboys. Can you imagine him bringing the Cowboys back?
No, because then everyone we'd have to have Skip Bayless takes about like Joe Burrow sucking every other week.
I mean, Dax,
like the Lions, Detroit Lions. That could have been kind of cool.
No.
Yeah. The poor Lions, man. They never get anything. Give them one.
But he did make
you talking about the Bengals white jersey. Y'all have to start following Robert Griffin on Twitter because his tweets are so fucking funny. He tweeted it wasn't fair that the Bengals were camouflaged in the snow, and it's just like he just has hilarious tweets like that. It's so good.
Didn't he say the J word?
Yeah, like the Jets. He said
the J word.
The
what is
Jigbu? What's the receiver? The Ohio State receiver?
Yeah.
All right. Well, I'm sorry I brought that up.
I didn't.
Wait. Speaking of Twitter,
Robert Griffin got him.
He apologized. No, but speaking of Twitter, I can't figure out. They changed it. Elon changed it again for latest tweets versus recommended tweets versus your followers' tweets. And so, like, I feel like I'm missing so many tweets these days.
Yeah, but for some reason, the like for you keeps giving me dudes getting knocked the fuck out, and then it's like we think you may like this, and it's just this dude getting absolutely destroyed. And I'm like, you're kind of right. I did like this, so it is giving me a little bit more entertainment. But I agree, it's definitely a little more. I feel like I'm missing some tweets and stuff.
I accidentally started liking a couple Clown World tweets, and now like my whole feed is a fucking just massive fucking beatdown. And
that's why they're on my feed.
It's like Waffle House and McDonald's fights are just like what I wake up to every morning. It's like that's great,
and it's it is kind of funny. To be fair, it is kind of funny.
It's outrageous.
Atlanta
It's
burning down.
Oh, what else we got?
How about that? How about that hat? What's the Boudin hat about?
It's I got it for Christmas.
It's just, I mean,
It's a golf. It's a Dirty Coast New Orleans hat. It's from
that's what I wanted.
Dirty.
That's what I wanted
That's
to
what
know.
we needed.
Yeah.
I didn't know.
It's just a hat.
Yeah, it's just a Boudin hat.
Yeah, Dirty Coast, New Orleans.
Type.
All right. Well, very good.
Any travels
We already,
lately?
we already covered Mike's hat.
Travels. I went to Patterson yesterday.
Not like flights.
No flights. I think I'm definitely gonna book a flight to Omaha soon.
Like for the games?
Yeah.
So you're that confident, huh?
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
Would you
I'm just
go,
gonna book
would
it.
you go
Yeah,
if
I'm gonna
LSU
book
lost
it.
the regional?
No, I'm gonna cancel it. It's free cancellation.
Free cancellations. Business
don't
business priority points. Business select.
Look at
So I'm just
that.
gonna
You a
book it that way
are you a
when
Diamond Plus
because
member?
halfway through the season, everyone's gonna be like, "Oh fuck, they're undefeated," or they're still number one. We might as well book our flights, and then they're gonna be gone. So I feel like this is the year. It's not. I'm doubtful of when's the next time. I mean, hopefully it's more, but
and we could just go from here, and no one's going to be going from here because Texas is not going to make it.
It's not a bad idea. But I figured we would just meet up.
The weather. We'll have to check the weather.
We would meet up.
We'll meet up in Omaha.
But
yeah, get into that.
Georgia,
get into that. What are we talking about here? LSU baseball, buying our Omaha tickets. How confident are we feeling? Are you tickled?
Dude, I've never seen it like this. Not
Really?
even. I mean, I don't remember. Well, okay. Social media.
Brett says I've seen,
but media and social media was not like this in 2009, and obviously it wasn't like this in the 90s. So this is the first time since 2009 that it's been this type of hype.
I just don't agree. I feel like every fucking year it's like baseball America.
No.
Guess who's back? LSU, and then they lose in a regional.
We have not been consensus number one preseason by every single outlet since 2009.
And see, that's what I was telling Brett.
That's a fact.
I was telling Brett, I said, listen, I'm on board because this is not just LSU people hyping it up. Like all the websites are hyping it up. All the writers,
great, but normally we're number
writers.
3. I'm in. Like I hope the transfer guy comes in and just hits dingers and flings his bat at everybody. Like I'm down.
Guys. That's the thing. Like
but they're not. Yeah, they're not just transfer guys. This is like if LSU would have got Reggie Bush after his freshman year at USC. Like that's the type of guys we just got. If you think I don't know,
Reggie would have been a portal demon. He would have just gotten.
I'm trying to put this into football terms. Like there really is no precedent of how this roster's transpired in compared to a football roster. Like it's unprecedented. We have the number 1 ranked recruiting class, including guys that got drafted or versus coming onto campus. And we have the number 1 transfer portal class.
Yeah, but we're still going to have some like Brody Cuck that's been on the team for like 7 years starting at second base.
No.
Okay.
No.
What's the old Mrs. Coach?
No, we'll go. When we go, he's gone. He's left. I don't know where he went. Doesn't matter. We didn't need him. Yeah. Okay.
Who's our catcher? Do we got anybody behind the plate?
Yeah, fucking Milazzo. Same.
We'll do a whole
out for the last 3 seasons.
Who's our ace? Do we have Elaine Mestape stepping out on that mound?
Yeah.
We have too confident there.
We have because this is for a whole. We can go on and on and on.
We have anybody that's going to chug white powder donuts in the dugout.
Yeah.
After
how many Gosmans we got?
Like 5.
We have 5 Gosmans.
We have 7. Okay, we have 7 guys throwing like 97.
Well, I saw someone got 99.8. That's what I saw on Twitter today.
Listen, I'm dancing around here for entertainment purposes, but I'm fucking jazzed for this baseball season. Jazz.
Here's the thing,
like the fucking true story of jazz.
This team, this team. If I don't know, Cruz. I mean, we haven't even mentioned that guy's name yet. But
Cruz is a fucking bum. We got the best players in the country.
Yeah, I can agree with that.
Yeah, he's a bum.
No, so Mike White, right? What is that his name?
Yeah, Tommy Tanks.
Tommy Tanks. Who's Mike White?
The
It's
quarterback
Tommy
of the
White.
Jets.
Tommy White, also known as Tommy Tanks, third base, bomber.
He hit 26 as a freshman last year at North Carolina State, who's no slouch in baseball.
No, Raleigh, stand up. What about the Air Force transfer?
Paul Skeens. He's
And
going to
that's
be our my idea is he's our Friday guy.
pitcher.
Yeah, and then on Saturday and Sunday he's going to be our DH.
Wow.
He hit 15 home runs last year and was like 10-2 on the mound.
So he's
with like a sub.
he's Reggie Bush, or is Dylan Cruz Bush?
Dude, that's the
We
thing.
got
You
all the
can't
Bushes.
even comprehend what we just did. Like Paul Skeens, it's ridiculous. We just got a guy that can throw 98 to 100. That's a legit Friday guy like Gosman or whoever you want to compare him to that we've had. And not only that is he can hit the ball 6 miles.
Okay.
He rips tits.
Rips tits. Well, I would say so. Tommy Tanks is kind of like a Lindale White. We're gonna count on him like 4th and 1.
But
Tommy
who's
Tanks.
Matt
If
Leinart?
Tommy
Is Cruz Matt Leinart?
Probably, I'd go Cruz as Matt Leinart.
I think Cruz is Matt Leinart.
Who is
I can't
the
even
mustache
remember
guy?
some of those.
Who's Captain Hook? What's his name again? Thompson.
Oh, Thompson. Yeah, he's gonna most. I have him starting at short.
You do.
And then Gavin. Yeah, I that's where I'm choosing to put him. And then Gavin Dugas, who hit 19 home runs 2 years ago.
Again, another fucking slouch
hurt.
that's been hurt and like lingering. Where are all these new guys going to play if we got Dugas and Tyler Thompson and Malazzo?
There's two of them are going to be in the outfield.
All right, Mike Williams was on that USD team. Mike Williams, Kerry Colbert, Steve Smith.
Steve Smith is probably who's that?
John.
But
David
we also
Booty.
didn't. No, that's going to be Steve Smith is Trey Morgan, our first baseman.
100%. That's Steve Smith.
I can get behind that. Yeah.
Just catches everything.
So
was Troy
here's the
Polamalu
thing
on that team? Or was that earlier?
No, he was before that.
Dude, we didn't even talk about Kenny Pickett.
What did Kenny Pickett do?
Just Steelers or just young QBs.
Oh, yeah, Kenny Pickett sucks. Like, what are we worried about?
I don't know, dude. I'm just saying, like, is he a guy that could come around?
Sean Cody, Frosty Rucker. There's a guy.
Is Justin Fields a guy?
Justin Fields, here's a guy. I don't know. They have the first pick in the draft.
He ran for like 1,200 yards in the NFL as a quarterback.
I mean, dude, he's a guy. It's kind of how I feel with Hurts.
Bears are so bad.
Like, if you put Fields in the right system where they like do things to maximize his abilities, he could probably be really good. But if you're just gonna like put him in some like standard offense and be like, hey, we're gonna run the ball twice and then try to get a first down on third, then it's probably not gonna work.
Dude, it's crazy that him and Stroud are like the same person. Just one of them runs and one of them throws.
Be interesting to see. I don't know. Like everyone's talking about Stroud as being a stud. Be interested to see where he goes in the draft.
I think Stroud's going to be the best one out of that top crew. It's hard to say Bryce Young's not, but yeah.
Depends on where they go. Is that the baseball talk? Are we done talking baseball?
Doesn't look too enthused.
I was poking holes in your little theories.
You're not prepared. Here. He's not prepared. He wants to deliver.
No, I'm prepared. I just figured we were going to wait and kind of, go in a little bit more depth eventually.
Yeah, just needed a little tease. That's all. Just need a little tickle.
I do want to give a shout out to the women's basketball team.
Ranked number 4.
Yeah, there were 3 and then got jumped by a 2-loss Stanford, which was weird. But we beat. I think we beat Bama by 30 or 40. Yeah, we beat Bama by 30 or 40 tonight, and the spread was 9. Thank you. LSU women's basketball.
What's Kim Mulkey's stance on Brittany Griner?
She's
She could
pro-America,
give two
that's for
shits.
sure.
She's more worried about coaching basketball games. I'll tell you that.
People are asking. That's all. It's fine. She can focus on whatever she wants. This is my job. This is our job.
I don't like how everyone's like all in on women's basketball now and acting like they've like been grinding, like talking shit and like, oh, we're the best. It's like, guys, come on. Like,
Well,
let's
we
just
were
wait.
last year. We were.
Let's wait until we
I think it's appropriate to bandwagon a women's sport.
Yeah,
last year we were like 28-3 or some shit. Like we were lights out her first year. This is her second year. She came, it's like the Ed Ogeron effect. She came back home, and all of a sudden, boom! She got Joe Burrow, which is Angel Reese, who's just broke Sylvia Fowles' record. I mean, it's nuts.
Almost had
that's fine. I mean, I'm all for it. Like,
I mean, dude,
remember there was a time we went to 5 straight Final Fours at one point.
There was at one point Simone Augustus,
like 10.
Yeah, Sylvia Fowles,
and Big Sill,
Pokey,
Tamika Johnson,
Pokey, chat my ass,
Pokey poking around.
But like, if our female soccer players or team was crushing it for like 3 years in a row, winning a national championship, I'd probably go to a game on that fifth year.
I'd watch.
No, you wouldn't.
I'd probably watch.
Here's the thing. I actually watched. I did watch the women's game the last. I didn't watch tonight.
What a fucking lie! Are you kidding me? I'm not going to let that
on a year
go.
5, 4 year, a 4-year
run
of a national championship. I may attend a soccer game.
Dude, you want to hit some goals and play NCAA?
I would go to
14. I'm on fucking Dynasty year 32. Or do you want to go to the women's fucking soccer game?
I'd go to a softball game before soccer, but.
I mean,
but I get it. I get your point. I'm that type of fan. I would probably.
I'd have the binocs out and everything programmed.
just for warm ups.
Dude, actually, I would go. Our beach volleyball team's actually pretty good.
I got pretty amped when they were on TV for like that one Saturday morning where it was like the national championship games. Like, I'm all down for that.
I mean, imagine starting a pod centered around LSU's volleyball team. I mean, like, just fucking, dude, we would be boots on the ground, courtside access. Like, there's no competition there.
Binoculars.
Fighting for those dozens of downloads.
I don't understand the shorts that they wear.
What's to understand?
They're just too short to be functional.
Why are we
They're just, they're setting a precedent for young women.
For what? Free motion? Movement?
What a weird state.
Yeah, there's a lot of movement going on, I'll tell you that.
No, dude, they're hugged. Anyway, so yeah, I mean we're looking at a good February where we can
So PGA is about to kick off. We can
It's like
did Rom win?
Yes. That's the nice thing. It's like it is very sad that football is like leaving us and we're only getting like a couple games a week and now it's 2 and then there's going to be 1, but like Augusta's sneaking up on us. Like golf is slowly creeping in to where it's time to get excited for some majors.
Dude, Rom usually, like, this is his time of the season where everybody just starts hopping on Rombo. Like, he's probably won in FedEx Cup points now after this weekend.
I would assume so. He's won 3 straight.
Yeah. Yeah, he's going to be the guy. April's fast approaching.
But obviously cashing checks now is great, but it's like you need to be in form in 3 months.
Yeah.
Right. Why don't you chill out, save some of that?
This could be such an exciting Masters. Like it could be someone could run away with it. I just
searched some. Why John Rahm is raving about his new Callaway driver.
Yeah, that's what's going on.
That's what's doing it. Thank God.
It's a driver adjustment. He just has not been hitting it well for years.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, we could be playing 10-year-old sticks, and I think we'd be doing just fine. But, dude, there's just so many guys.
What if Cam Smith comes in from fucking Live and wins the Masters? Like, what a story.
I just, like, in my head already, there's just going to be, like, 9 dudes at the top on Sunday for the Masters that all have a chance. Like, Zalatoris, Scheffler, Rahm, Rory, Spieth, JT.
Bet it. Let's get in now.
Cam, like, all of them. Give me all of them.
Jesus. So
The cat.
he's
You
finished.
get to see the cat
He's
again.
Morikawa
Rom
blowing
in
it.
4 tournaments so far. Rom finished 4th, 8th, won it.
Oh, I thought he's won 3 straight. Has he won 2 straight?
I think
It's
it's
2
just two.
straight, yeah.
But yeah,
But I
I'm
mean,
excited.
like that's ridiculous.
Where's Scotty
Very
been?
excited for
What's he been
golf.
doing lately?
I think he's taking the year off, spending more time with his family.
He played fine in the Hawaii one. I don't really know what the name of it was now, but he was up there on the leaderboard. I think he was in the final group on Saturday and then kind of sucked it up a little
I
bit.
think Morikawa's been lighting it up. I think I
Yeah,
keep
it's
seeing
just
his
not a
name.
closer.
Yeah, the ball striking it's so good. At some point, the putts are going to start falling, and he's going to do it again. He's a guy like he should be around at Augusta. He should
But
be
whenever he
lingering.
wins, he always just like runs away too. It's just like a crazy gap. He goes on
It's
runs.
going to be like +8 in strokes gained, like tee to green this week. Cool.
Tom Kim is number 2. Seamus Power.
Yes,
Seamus.
Mr. Power.
And then Homa's number 4.
Homa is no longer just a field player. Mr. Homa is definitely one of those PGA guys now.
Yeah, he's not our like lovable guy we root for. He's like a dude out there now. What about Cameron Young? Cameron Young, maybe his year.
Yeah, I'd love to see
Why are
Cameron
they-
Young. But all right, boys. We're about an
I think
hour
that's
and
good.
12 in. I think we're good for our first pod in a while.
Is this what you wanted? Huh?
Kind of shaky.
No, we're good. We're good. If they listen this long, they're loving it. Loving it.
Yeah.
Yeah, guys, thanks for the listen. Appreciate you guys demanding us coming back. A lot of shit going on, personal lives. We're glad to be back. I don't know if we're going to stick to a Monday guaranteed structure. We're probably going to just randomly do them throughout the week, but we're going to shoot for once a week, no doubts.
Yeah.
But yeah, we're back, ready to roll.
Over and out.
Over and out, boys. Over and out.